Nashville, mock drafts are all over the place a few weeks before the NFL draft. Questions for the mailbag? Well, they're from all over the place as well. Dave Maniaci from Honolulu, Hawaii. Question: Hi Jim. I do not understand why there are so many NFL mock drafts suggesting Noah Fant for the 19th pick to the Titans. Yes, the tape position is a very important piece in any offense. Delanie Walker is coming off a severe injury, but Jonnu Smith, MyCole Pruitt, Anthony Firkser, and Luke Stocker have done a phenomenal job in Walker's absence. And Delanie, one of the best TEs in the league. Plus the Humphries addition in the slot for a quick out. Not sure if the mock drafters got that memo. Anyhow, I still contend, pre and post free agency, the first pick should be the best dog on the board. Next, a dominant DL to complement Harrell, Casey. Then the rest should fall into place. With the best nickel DB in the league, Logan Ryan, back to health, resigning the human missile Kenny Vaccaro, and sack master Kamalei Correa, the edge position will also not be as critical as draft experts think. Interior pressure is more important at this point, and wouldn't it be fantastic if the Titans could somehow acquire Christian Wilkins? Keep the flaming ball burning, Jim. Love your work. Jim. Hey Dave. Help is still needed at tight end following Stocker's departure, but whether it should come at tight end right out of the gate is debatable. The top two tight ends in the draft are special, though, and Delanie can't play forever, so I get some of the thinking at least. I have to say I disagree with your take on the edge. I get what you're saying, and how guys like Logan, Kenny et al. Will help, but teams with game-changing edge players are scary. While Cameron Wake, Harold Landry et al. Will impact games, you can't have enough. Another Javon Curse-like player would change the defense. But there's no doubt a big and nasty D lineman would be a game wrecker as well. Steven Crosio from Brick, New Jersey. Question: Hey there Jim. With the draft only weeks away, and if Titans were to trade up or down, which team is the most likely to trade with us Titans during the draft to all the other 31 teams? Jim. Hey Steven. Hard to say in advance. Most of this will be determined by what happens early in the draft, and how certain positions are coming off the board. I asked the GM about the potential of a draft day trade. Here's what he said: I'd say all bets are off as far as what I am going to do, what we're going to do. At the end of the day, we're going to do what's best for our football team, and whether that is move up, move back, or stick and pick, we'll just kind of see how the cards unfold for us. Mark Sanderson from Burlington, North Carolina. Question: Hi Jim. I was surprised to read in a previous mailbag that some people within the Titans thought that Ben Jones played well last season. Were his struggles due to an injury we didn't know about, or was there just a slow adjustment to the new blocking scheme? Hopefully, his play improves dramatically so we can get a better production on offense as a whole. Jim. Hey Mark. I said some folks in the organization, including me, felt he was the best of the three interior guys last season, and that has proven to be correct considering one guard was released, Josh Klein, and the other wasn't, resigned, Quinton Spain. Bobby Dreck from Prince George's County, Maryland. Question: Hi Jim. Do you think if we had the chance to draft Hakeem Butler in the second round, we would take it? He could be the deep threat we've been looking for, and another dominating force like Derrick Henry on offense. In the first round it may be too high, but if they feel good about him, why not? In reality, if one of those stud defensive players up front were to fall, I'd take them also. Jim. Hey Bobby. Butler is a heck of a player. I don't think he'll be around in the second round, at pick 51. Heck, some folks have him going in the first round, as high as the top 20. Not sure I believe that at this point, but better chance of that happening than in the second, so we'll see. I do think the Titans will draft a receiver. Michael Laredo from Nashville, Tennessee. Question: Is Marcus ready for week 1? Jeff Fredsham from Crew, Virginia. Question: Jim, could you help me out in understanding this new edge position? I understand the concept of a defensive player with the ability to rush the passer on the outside. who is the old definition of outside linebacker now called edge, or his edge at defensive end? Jim, hey Jeff. Can really be either. Of course the defensive end's in a 4-3 play next to the defensive tackles, at the edge of the defensive line. Their primary job is to rush the passer but also stop runs to the outer edges for the defense. The outside backers work the same way in a 3-4. That's why the OLBs get referred to as edge guys. Dave Bedlock from Chesterfield, Missouri question, hi Jim. With only 3 safeties currently on the roster, what are the chances we re-sign Cyprien to a reduced contract? I know they kinda left the door open to that possibility when he was released. Would also like to see them draft Darnell Savage MD, or Mike Edwards from Kentucky. If both of these guys were a couple inches taller, they'd probably be first-round picks. Thanks Jim, hey Dave. I think that would be the ideal situation. CYP is well regarded as a player and a person. He'd be a great ad. But it works both ways. If the opportunity presented itself, he'd have to decide whether there's a better opportunity for playing time, starting position elsewhere. The Titans currently have Kevin Byard and Kenny Vaccaro as starters, and Dane Cruikshank as a backup. Joshua Thomas from Hendersonville, Tennessee question, with all their great play from the tight ends the Titans picked up after Delanie Walker went down, apart from Stalker who signed with the Falcons, how many will you think will make the roster since they all have different things they are really good at? Pruitt showed he can block and catch, and Firkser can catch just about anything. I would really like to see us keep both of them and not draft a tight end and let them compete and be situational behind Walker and Smith. Thank you for your great work and keeping everyone up to date with everything going on. Jim, thanks Joshua. For now, my bet is 4 tight ends will be on the initial 53, and 1 more on the practice squad. Brandon Hindman from Chattanooga, Tennessee question, hey Jim. First off, I want to say thank you for the excellent coverage you provide for our Titans. It's much appreciated. My question is simple. Does Marcus want to be here in Tennessee, or do you think he would rather start fresh after this season coming up in a city out west closer to home for? I would hate to see that happen, but I have never heard him say that he wants to be our franchise and that he wants to retire a Titan. I always hear him say it's a business and that things happen. I believe in him and his ability to lead us to a championship, and I believe he is our franchise QB, but I often wonder if he feels the same way and thought you might have some insight. Is he as thrilled to be a Titan as I am to have him in Tennessee? Thanks for all you do Jim, and forever TITANUP. I've heard nothing to make me think Marcus doesn't want to be here. In a recent interview from Honolulu, he said he enjoys Tennessee and the organization, and would love to be here, but he understands it's a business as well. Tom Peterson from Piscataway, New Jersey question, does Anthony Firkser have a chance to be the 1 or 2 starting tape? The guy catches everything thrown his way and makes few mistakes in the routes and blocking. Jim, hey Tom. Man, tight ends are a popular topic in this week's mailbag. I like Anthony, and he did a really nice job last year. Got everything thrown in his zip code. Right now, though, I must say I think he'll be fighting for a roster spot in camp more than for the number 1 or number 2 job. That's just the reality with Delanie Walker and Jonnu Smith currently ahead of him, and with MyCole Pruitt held in high regard by the head coach. Plus, the team added another player to the competition on Monday in Keith Tobridge. Carlos Berry from Tupelo, Mississippi question, the Tennessee Titans need to draft DT Dexter Lawrence with the Jim, hey Carlos. Sounds more like a wish list than a question, and I'm cool with that. Thanks for weighing in. I'm betting some other folks will like your suggestions. Deborah Berwin from Brentwood, Tennessee question, do you have to have an NFL fan mobile app for the NFL draft admission, or is there an alternative way? Jim, hi Deborah. You don't have to have the app to get it. Admission is free, and the app isn't needed. but it will be very helpful during draft weekend for a chance to be in the drafted fan zone by the main stage, to see a schedule of player signings and appearances, to access photos and videos from the event, for prizes and more, including alerts on the latest event information. You should get it here. Have a great week everyone.